everyone, it's Ferdinand the Cardboard Stack again, and I'm had to first apologize that I haven't been making videos for about 2 weeks. So I just had I was very busy. I had a party the week before last week, and then last week I had to go work. So hopefully this is I try to make these videos as much as I can and if I have enough time, but yeah, it's just for that. Oh, and the other thing was I didn't have enough room in my hard drive anymore, so I actually had to get some more a bigger hard drive just to put all of the backup stuff. So all the backups has been moved from my main drive into the backup hard drive, and I have more room to work with. So anyway, let's go with this set of the week. Okay, so before we begin, I'm just going to tell you that we just finished a cycle, which is basically a basic Permian Master and a promo set, and so now we actually return to another basic set. So our basic set this time is going to be Rubber Ducky Maid Crusade R, which is a basic set. So this to start with, this is a very interesting set because most of the cards kind of do the same thing, but they have some slight variance in it. It's kind of This reminds me a little bit of the 101 Knights, but it's a little weaker but more flexible. So let's go ahead and get started. Alright, so our first card for the level 2 star is Ducky Pink. Its ability reads is gain 4 RP for each other card in your tableau that has more than one of these abilities. So one of the 3 abilities it has. So 2-star ranking, a light card, and a mage. So now this is the other card, so you can only score up to 5 other cards in a natural tableau. So that's about 20 RP. And then you have the other cards like the cosplay, and if you're doing share winner, you can actually increase that a bit. Our next card is going to be Ducky Yellow, and that's going to be level 3 star and a earth. So next is Ducky Green, which is going to be 4 stars and air. The next one is Ducky Blue, which is going to be 5 and water. And then Ducky Red is going to be 6 stars and fire elemental. So that's about it. So it's pretty easy to remember what they do. And for grading wise, I am going to give them a 5 because they actually do work very well with each other. Unfortunately, it's if you're guys going to go based off of its ability alone, all the abilities alone, it's a little weak, just like Arabian Nights, that you're not going. It's going to be, you have to find accessory that will defend these scorecards since they're very vulnerable to other flip effects from your opponents. Now the card that is different is the deck. So Everyone Duck, which is the deck for this, is going to be based off set. So this actually would work for any set that you're trying to get the most cards of in your tournament. So it is 8, but unfortunately the 8 RP can only go up to 5 cards in your tableau, unless you can have an accessory or an ability that gives you a duplicate card in there. So I guess the eggs will help you with that. But if you're just going for most of the cards in the sets, it's going to be 5 cards, so up to 40 at most. But unless you can figure out a way, you can go all the way up to 48 points. I'm going to give you now a small analysis that I kind of figure out with these cards from if you're going to add any other cards in there. Now finding the right cards is kind of crucial if you're going to work around with these rubber duckies. And if you're in the core set, it is pretty good. It's pretty pretty even if you're trying to look for it. The rubber duckies don't go up to level 1 star to start at 2. There's a good amount of 2s, 3s, 4, 5, and 6. So if you're for any number of those, you can actually go ahead and just buy anything in there. As far as star ranking go, if you're going to go based off of that, it's pretty good in the core set, and it's kind of easy to figure out in the other sets if you're going for that. So as for the core set, there is an even amount of star rankings in there for 2s, 3, 4, 5, and 6. So if you're going to go for that, that's okay. If you're going for elementals in the core set, that is okay as well. They're pretty much even as for that. Mages are also pretty up there as well. If you take time to look over the core set, that the constructs are probably the least amount you can find in the core set, and myth is on top. But mages are kind of in the middle, but they're still pretty good to find. Now, if you're going for sets, just note that you just go ahead and just look at the back of the booster pack just to help you out. So, if you pair out the cards in each line, they'll pair up to make that one of those cards. Starting with the top. The top is going to be level 2 stars, and the next line will be 3 stars, and the last one, of course, is going to be 6 stars for the basic set. So you can actually kind of figure out what kind of card you're going to get if you're going to try to find one of these cards. Well, find a card that probably will work with one of the rubber duckies. Just another note that you're trying to look for those mono decks. So either the elementals. Elementals are okay, but I think this types is a little better if you're finding that mage type mono deck. That's really good for this deck. And if the meta is mages, then you really want to get most of them as much as in your deck anyway. So for any individual cards I like to pair out this. If you have Underlord Metropolitan, one of the cards there will actually help you. John Lemon from the Symphony of Destruction will absolutely help this deck out, because scoring cards, usually scoring cards actually don't defend. They're all vulnerable to being flipped, so you have to actually help them out and defend them, or else they get flipped and you lose points for that. So any other notes? I just want to give you that it's I'm gonna give this a collector's alert. So they're all mages, and you can just buy as much as you can, and hopefully you can get all of them, and they can boost you up your collections for that. And opposed to the other scoring set, which is Arabian Nights, 1001 Nights, it's going to be it is a little weaker, but it is more flexible on cards you can work with. So you kind of play with, if you want this kind of set, if you want to work with, other cards, instead of like putting as many cards in there. But I think Arabian Nights actually work a little better together to score more RP, while this one is a bit more flexible, but it is weaker. It's better I think it's just better to add to some of your other cards when you're building your deck. So anyway, that's all I have to say about this set. So I'm just going to close that. I am going to give it a 5 on synergy. It works very well together, but I am going to give it a 4. Originally it's going to be a 3, but I think the way you can work around these scoring abilities actually may work a little better. So that's why I'm going to give it a 4 instead. So a really strong set if you're going for, and it'll probably work with almost any of your sets. So until next time, see you later, Bladers.